Well, hello there guys, it's Afro here bringing you another Cities in Motion 2 tutorial video. In this video we're going to go over trams, a little bit of tips and stuff for like what can you do with trams, etc, etc. Trams, okay, let's talk about trams. Trams I think are one of the most efficient ways of transport, especially in the beginning when you don't have a lot of money. I think trams are a really good way to invest into building a network, a transport network where you want to transport a lot of people from place to place. I think trams are definitely, they're almost the early version of metros, because metros are very efficient once they get going and once you can actually afford them and actually build a good metro system. But at the beginning of the game, trams are definitely your kind of early metros. They can take a lot of people, not like as much as metros, but they can take a lot of people, more than buses, and they're very efficient. They don't break down a lot. They can actually dodge traffic if there's avenues available on the certain maps and streets and stuff like that. And they're just, I don't know, they're really cool to have around. So we're here on Pittsburgh again, this nice custom map which you can get from like Sim Exchange or the Steam Workshop, I do believe. So when we come to building trams, we mainly want to focus on having some kind of nice, not straight line or straight road. We want to have something where it's kind of like a clear path of where a tram can go. So something like this is decent. Like, this isn't the most busiest stretch of a road or an avenue. It isn't the busiest stretch, but it's just good for like a demonstration purpose. Like, this is great because it doesn't actually interfere with, the tram won't actually interfere with any of the traffic. You can have trams running right beside with the cars, vans, or whatever, buses on the road. I wouldn't really advise that because it kind of can get a bit like clustered and jams can form, and trams and traffic jams, I would try and avoid that because that can really lead into a lot of shit. So kind of like look for these kind of type of avenues when you're building in your city, or you can make them yourself if you don't already have them in the city already built in. Also you can have them on bus lanes if you want to actually put them onto a road, but that's kind of like a last thing. I would rather prefer if you put them like on these kind of avenues, because these avenues are just really built for trams, nothing else. So why not? I think, yeah, I will actually use this one for demonstration purposes. Well, I don't think there's much else. I don't think there's much avenues in the city. Actually, there's not. Pittsburgh does not have a lot of avenues. But it doesn't matter, we shall use the one that I found here, if I can find it again. Oh my god, I'm getting lost. Oh my god, oh my god, where is it? Damn, the city's so big. Let me get my, okay, I've got my bearings. Okay, so we're going to use this little stretch avenue just as a demonstration of how to actually build up a tram. So as with normal, with any vehicle type, you're going to have depots, a small one, a big one. I tend to go with the big ones. I don't even bother for the small ones. As I said, like I think in another video, the small ones only really use as buffer points, say for like metros and stuff like that. While, to be honest, in most cases you're going to need the bigger depot for like more vehicles, etc. So get your depot, have the depot aligned, if you can, have it aligned like just like parallel to the road where it would go into the thing, onto the avenue. So yeah, there's nice, even though I've destroyed some houses, but it's okay. If I could, I can make a buffer one here, even though I doubt it. No. Oh. Yeah, okay, here. That's fine. I'm using this small depot as a buffer point, so you don't have to do that. You can, if there was like a road, like a circular road or whatever, I would have just looped the tracks round and gone back around, but I'm just going to be lazy and just put a tram thing there. But if you don't want to have the kind of like visual appearance of another depot on the line, then just loop the track around the roads, preferably like a one-way road or whatever. But you know, this is a nice simple way. It kind of keeps it smooth or whatever. So yeah, the options you have for the tram tracks is either the single or the double tram track. We're going to use the double one because we're using the avenue. So just click like from the depot onto the avenue and just connect it up. Well, you normally use the single track when you're looping the thing back around if you don't use a depot as a buffering point. Or you can even use a single track if you're doing like having a kind of one-way system or a circular system where it's just one way around, not like back both ways. So right now we have our track laid out. Let's just add some stops. I'm just going to use the... I can't actually use those ones, those are phony road ones. The difference between the two stops that you get with the DLC if you pre-order the game, those stops can only be put onto the pavement next to the road. They can't be put onto the avenues. You have to use tram specific stops for avenues. So I'll just put 2 there, put 2 there, and let's just put 2 there. So we have now our stops. Make sure the stops are pretty close together. I wouldn't do them further away. Just have the most area. So here I would put maybe another 2 there to fill up that gap. But just have the whole area of like where the tram route's going covered and filled. So that means like literally every single space is covered by the tram line. So everyone in that area would be able to get to it. Not just only like a bit. So that's why I would put like say maybe another way here. So it would cover these houses which aren't covered. So yeah, once you have all the stops done, we can get into building our line. So we just go into the create a new line, add the stop, start at the depot, and then we just connect our stops. Simple as that. And then back into this buffer depot, which is acting as our buffer, and back up the line, and we have done it. Then we just have the most simplest thing of just going to clicking onto the depot, buy vehicles. Let's use the Livingstone SC, buy as many as you need that the route says you need on average. We can go there by clicking the show object info tab, and there it says I need 1, but if I modify my timetable, which I'll try and make a video for it when I come back from holiday, you just modify it and then it'll tell you, it'll change your average amount of trams needed. You can change the night, evening, rush hour, whatever, etc. But you already know that, hopefully. So yeah, that is basically a simple kind of little tips and basically just a guide for trams of basically how to start up a tram line and that's basically pretty much it. Just make sure, I wouldn't make a tram line too short. Like I said in the bus video, the buses are mainly for short little links and stuff like that. Trams are meant to be long. Trams can withstand the distance, so I would just go as long as you can in the possible area, and if it allows you to with the road layout, etc. Just don't be too wild with it. I'll be moderate. This is I wouldn't say this is a good tram thing here, but just for demonstration purposes I only built it on this little stretch of avenue. Normally it would probably have to go a bit more further and somewhere and then turn back around, but this is just only for demonstration purposes. So when you're building your tram in your city, just think of it as efficiently. Just build it to a good length, not too long but not too short, because even though trams are efficient, if you're going to build something really short, it's not going to return that much money unless there are a lot of people, which can be. Like, you can build trams as little like links and stuff, little shuttle links or whatever, but I would tend to normally go with something a bit more lengthy, and so you can really start like getting more people to join the line. And then with buses and stuff and other that, you can connect buses to the tram stops and whatever, and bring more people to that, because this game is all about interchanges. If you build more interchanges between different types of transport or different lines, you're going to get more people. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little video of me talking about my kind of like tips slash guide for trams. I hope it kind of like gets you to grips with trams and like what they are mainly kind of used for, and my kind of like tips and that were useful. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you have any feedback from my videos, if you wanted me to include anything else or whatever, or also have any suggestions for any other type of video, I'd like to hear them in the comments below, as I always want to improve. And that is basically it for this tutorial video for trams. I will see you in another video. Hope you have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.